One more playoff spot to be decided in ECL EU Season 42. One more map to decide it. Inferno will be our final battleground. And Sprout will be starting over on the CT side and charging down mid as they look to impose themselves, much like they did on Mirage. Early dinks exchange. Lau and X at least able to trade the opening one-on-one. But there's bodies all over the shop now for Sprout as Slack's continuing to aggress, gets nailed by Rasian, and the man advantage for K23, Dean.
Yeah, pretty solid one that's only going to be extended, apparently. Catching both the apartments and the mid-peak that came through, and whilst there doesn't have too much hope being left over on B at this point, I wouldn't imagine. He'll go for a few exits, maybe. As Kevlar, maybe that would be worthwhile saving, but I don't think so. He'll be willing to take fights if the K23 players are willing to come towards him. In the meantime, though, the bomb should finally go down. It's taken a while. As they're brutally murders chickens.
Fair play. Should get one for free here at least, indeed. Rasian put down, but that's a really interesting round to start things because you could see Sprout wanting to impose themselves very similarly to how they did on Mirage, but this time K23 had the answer. Able to find the response. And even looking to hunt down Stair, which I don't mind at all. Maybe Finnegan would like to save, given he's got utility in that P250 to work with, but taking away this last man's not a bad look whatsoever. Molotov into the new boxes. In fact, he's going to burn the utility to try and take Stair out of things. Taps the Molotov, trying to bait the crosshairs away, but the power's got him nailed. And that's a lovely start to things for K23. Pistol round on their side, and an opportunity to just start building some momentum that they never really saw on Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, we did see them pick up 2 solo rounds on Mirage, but it was when already, of course, the economy had been built up to a ridiculous point for Sprout that K23 were never much chance of breaking them. So being able to pick up the pistol round and get an earlier start for themselves here, always a good sign, especially on the T side. First of all, though, they do need to overcome what is a decent enough force buy from Sprout. They've got a rifle mixed in there, they've got a scout and some deagles, and well, the M4 in the early stages of the round does manage to alleviate some of the pressure. Rasian goes down, they'll trade out weapons as well, so that it refreshes with the scout now. Slacks is instead rocking the M4 with full health, so decent start. Can they convert it into a round win, though, is the question, because you've still got the weapons being quite a bit better overall for K23.
Unfortunately, at the moment, the rifle has actually rotated out towards that B site, so as bracket control is taken, it's a Deagle and a 10 HP scout to try and hold things off out towards A. Need a good few kills out of them to make this one realistically viable again, as K23 just waiting, hoping for some re-aggression and information play perhaps from this CT side. Nothing giving from Sprout, however, and now the A wrap starts to become a reality. Second smoke in towards the library. Bomb looking to make its way out of the apartment. A couple of players to late hit short. And a perfectly constructed A hit looks to come through. Zyphon flashed off his first angle. Smokes himself in. Refresh. Low on HP. Tries to drop his utility as well. Trying to buy time, but nobody is rotating. It's onto these two bodies and nobody else if they want to hold on to this site. Refresh buying more time. 25 seconds. If they can just deny the bomb out of the apartments, then this could well become something. X5 still prodding, still probing. 20 seconds left. The rifle yet to budge. The bomb yet to budge. 15 seconds. He's going to chuck it out in towards the site. That's heard. Finnegan needs to get the transfer now, and he does. Zyphon not able to land the shot. He'll get one, but that bomb will go down regardless, and this may well be the round for K23. Stair a little slow on that rotation, is taken down, and at this point 2-on-3, Slacks wants nothing to do with it.
As you said, a bit unfortunate that the rifles and such just weren't in place. Zyphon done a decent job, all things considered. Obviously, Refresh was already so low on health, it was hard for him to really do anything on the hold. If the scout maybe could have got a bit of damage dealt out for the Deagle to capitalize on, we could have seen things going a little bit differently, rather. I don't mind, though, that they took the gamble to stack things over towards B a little bit, especially with the weaponry, because it does mean now that they, at the very least, do manage to save over the M4 and the Mac-10 here on Lau and X as well. So they'll have a chance to do some further damage. 2 kills here in this round wasn't too bad. If they can get 2, maybe 3 frags again, if some of those are with that Mac-10 as well, it can be quite useful to build their own economy to hopefully start things off on a high note as soon as they can pull out the full set of guns. Of course, that's not going to be yet, though. Lau and X does have to spend quite a bit to get Kevlar behind that Mac-10. bit too much, in fact.
Hmm.
Unless he gets killed, of course.
Yeah,
But it's never a guarantee.
have to see what comes of it. It's a fast banana play. Heavy utility into Lauenex. He's going to grab one. Slack's able to find a second before the trade as well, and that's actually the man advantage now for Sprout. K23 not looking to slow this one down either as they barrel into that B site. Unfortunately, the first rotator is refreshed with just the USP. His utility has to be stellar to get Star into any kind of position to do damage. The power doesn't know he's there, though. It gives away a freebie before the trade. Refresh now on an island. 8 HP on that USP surely goes down imminently, and indeed X5 will put him to bed. But with Slacks still here, half HP, a Deagle still in the hands of Zyphon. This round is not done yet. X5 looking to bait them out, spotted as he looks to tap that bomb, spotted again as he looks to make the cross, and this could get awkward now. Zyphon remains trained on the angle, he won't bite. Now they start to swing it. Now they start to set themselves. Finnegan still behind the new boxes. Looks to swing on out and deals with Zyphon. Slacks now last up on that M4. 1v2. X5 low and Finnegan puts him down. Another round desperately close. And now this Dean is starting to give me flashbacks to Nuke again. Every round is close. Every round is scrappy. But it's always K23 getting them over the line.
.3-0. And we really get to find out what the CT side is going to be like for Sprout, though. With damage done as well that they can potentially quickly capitalize on here if they just went out this first gun round. So let's see how it plays out. A run boost for Slacks on the E-op. Okay, did see some action towards the bottom of mid, but he didn't want any of it. I think he went a bit too fast for his own liking right there and cleared the gap completely rather than what was intended. When your run boost is too good, suffering from success. I do like the setup they've reverted back to, though, to double up in the apartments here.
It's a nice secondary setup, isn't it? Clax and X5 about to wander right into it. Right eye peek for Clax, though. We'll grab him a freebie. Slacks just unscopes at the worst possible time. Has to give away the angle now as Zyphon, knowing that they need some control, will start to reaggress. Slacks the same. He does manage to pick off Clax. Timings of rotations are now going to be everything, however, as the bomb has started to work its way back over towards this B site. Slightly wobbly smoke from Lauenex as well. Potentially opens up some timings as X5 wants to catch one of his own. Slacks no idea at all. Lauenex will get one, though. Edge of the smoke, and this is absolute chaos at this point. Neither team really seems to know where they want to end this one. The bomb is going to make its way back towards A. As is the majority of the CT defense. Just enough utility to keep Lauenex busy over towards at B, but there's still plenty of presence in mind here for the CT side. Zyphon looking for the backstab, lands one, doubles it, and that's bomb down in towards bracket with 30 seconds left. X5, 1v3 to contend with. Just being given nothing at all. Buying time for the backstab. Stare gets it done, and Sprout, well, they're on the board.
Yeah, decently cleanly as well, which is one of the main things. Otherwise, you would have had K23 likely forcing up and trying to strike back just because they could have pulled out a couple of rifles. But I don't know if that's going to be too worthwhile for them right now. They might decide to just put in a few pistols, perhaps, if even. Yeah, there you go. Eventually, Finnegan will buy up a Deagle and some Kevlar. Z-Power with a Deagle as well, wanting to keep as much as he can, of course, towards the op if he's going to be pulling that out in the next gun round. And, well, Slacks this time doesn't go for the run boost, but he does just wildly sprint across. And it could have cost him his life. Thankfully, it was just a Deagle that he was facing off against. And banana control coming through as well. Not going to stick to it. I'm good with that, because with the pistols, a good response to the banana control would be to wait out the smoke and then try and keep the close player together, so don't really want to give them that opportunity. Instead, show their presence, put it in their mind, and make sure that if they do want to work back up banana, they'll spend a lot of time worrying about all those corners.
Exactly how they're playing it now. Stare just making his presence known. Top B. Slacks was holding the angle, been pre-fired a couple of times now, and decides he's rolled the dice enough. Backs off to his second choice. And this is well played so far by Sprout, not giving anything away for free, like you said, taking that map control away, initially funneling them into the rifles out towards A. Nice pre-fire from Zapower, though. Grabs one, quickly traded as he looks for the rifle, and then X5 looks to repeat his antics. A second clean headshot in the round. These Deagles looking to get something done. Refresh, tag down, will be caught by the spam of Finnegan as Lauernex trying to bail him out of dodge. He's going to at least concede the bomb plant here. X5 wants a little more. Got to split his angles, though, and it's the jump in MP9 that will put him down. I mean, it's a decent enough round, but much more expensive than Sprout would have liked.
Yeah, only managing to keep two standing. There, hopefully will get that M4 for himself, of course. Yeah, plenty of time. It was juggled around from Lauernex. But the bomb plant goes down. They managed 3 kills with what was a minimal investment on the K23 side of things, so they can be pretty happy with how that round played out. Now they have a chance to come in and potentially break Sprout completely, because they'd only get 1900 loss bonus if they were to lose this round as well. So you would definitely see an eco coming in, then K23 would have their chance to head up to 5 rounds at least on that T side already. Sprout definitely don't want to let that happen. Keep Molly going in. Just smoking the half wall, so they're not really looking for the aggression, at least not immediately. I think maybe expecting K23 to have tried something around Banana, hoping that they'd just be able to connect that nade damage.
Mm-hmm. Nothing so far, however. Both teams relatively happy to sit into the opening moments. A little bit of window spam, not connecting. Sprout not interested in any aggression whatsoever. Happy with this two-man short play. Fresh, ready to swing on a moment's notice. Slacks posted on the angle, will be smoked away. Counter Molotov comes in, and now they look to fall back to their second positions. It's a nice opening set from both sides. K23 not really giving too much away in the opening moments, bleeding the utility. Sprout able to fall back, and now they charge. X5 with the freebie. Refresh not able to react in time, and with the man advantage, they'll just slink away, causing the rotation, drawing Stare away from this B-bomb site, which will now be under siege. Lauernex with it all to do, drops his smoke. That buys a lot of time. With 35 seconds left on the clock, they may well have to disrespect that. Stare with more utility to follow. No Molotov to stall this out any further, however. It's going to be these two men inside of the site in an all-or-nothing play. They're going to boost up onto second oranges, trying to give themselves a couple of angles to work with. A third stolen rotation, making its way as fast as it can, but the smoke is in, and now it's down to the two rifles. The sprays are wobbly, and the trades leave them with the man advantage on the T side as the bomb plant goes down. And surely Zyphon now has to concede the round. A fourth on the board for K23. By the skin on their teeth, they break the B site.
Break Sprout pretty much by doing so. As I said, the economy is not there for anything really to be purchased up in this next round. Slacks could just about buy. They only get 1900 though, so Fresh doesn't have quite what he needs either. Stare and Lauernex are nowhere close. Is it going to be a position where it's worthwhile forcing though, considering the AK is being saved over? It'll definitely tempt them. Seafarer being extra cautious, just in case. You never know, he could teleport onto the bomb. It's very unlikely, but in theory he could have cheats that we don't know if they'll let him teleport. Can't count it out, you know?
Dean reinforcing the conspiracy theories on tonight's broadcast. Yeah. It's one of those saves where with just a single rifle, it tempts them into a really rough buy.
It's not terrible. I wasn't expecting the glass cannon op to come out in fairness, so that might help.
It's the lack of utility that really does it, though. 3 smokes, 1 molly. Really no ability to stall this round out. It's going to be kills or death. Stare looking for a little bit of magic behind the half wall. Mag 7 in play as he tries to just keep himself tucked close. Jumps for the info. Lucky to be alive here, but he'll remain tucked. The nades yet to really catch him. Information gathered for the team as well will allow him to keep this stack for the time being. Pop flash to go in. Now it's on Stare. Jumps up, spots several. Needs the support as he sticks around. The nade comes in, down to 16. He's trying to stall for time here, and he'll just about manage it. 15 HP as he gets off his first angle, but Rajin has dealt with his support, and now low on HP through the smoke comes X5. Fully clears it. Slacks at least will get one in response, but the man advantage is found, and K23 don't have to commit on this yet.
And they don't have to, but it does seem like they are going to, and jumping up above the smoke works out for Rasian. They weren't even quite ready for the double peak, but it didn't matter. Slacks just had too many angles to contend with, and as B is lost once again, so is all hope. They hadn't even begun to rotate off that that A-bomb site, rather. Refresh and Zyphon will try save. K23, though, they're heading up 5-2, most likely 6-2 off the back of it, because even with these saved weapons, they can't force it, surely, this time. That's if they even save both of them, because K23
I was about to say,
seem willing to hunt. Clax in particular.
I wouldn't mind a couple of players going for a hunt here. They've got money. They know the importance of potentially taking away these 2 rifles. They are thinking about it. Clax is joining. Just going to hold, though. Not going to overdo it. Thought they might really send it into those, try and strip those 2 rifles away, make sure this buys a nothing round. It's going to be a 5th regardless, though. K23 happy to let the 2 remaining players stay alive for now. And again, Sprout are in this halfway house where they've saved a little bit, but the money doesn't really sustain anything else. A couple of upgraded pistols around it, an opportunity for K23 to continue stretching their lead here on the T side of Inferno. So once again, they're settling into a fairly standard default at this point. Some presence towards Banana. A little bit of noise in towards middle as well, just to test out the openings for the CT side. But thus far, nothing given in response from Sprout.
Yeah, again, just the seesaw in performance from map to map is ridiculous to see. Their game last night, they've been just so up and down. 1 M4, 1 AK in play here in this round. The flash, though, that's timed incredibly well. Finnegan not able to get the cover in either, as he was slightly caught by it. Will at least trade back onto Steer, who was hoping that his teammates' fallback would work as a little bit of a lead, but he did not fall for it, although follow-up shots are landing anyway. Zyphon's gotten himself a kill towards middle. Clax pulls back 1 to open up the A-bomb site, but Z-Power's in a rough position, caught in the open, taking damage. Actually deals out more than he takes in the end, though, and will manage to fall back, and now work his way back to B again with this bomb just as Lauenex begins to rotate. The problem is, I was going to say, they know the bomb isn't coming back up mid yet because they have a player there, so no matter what, they weren't going to fully leave B open. They have a player back in the spawn watching it now. They've gotten the kill onto Clax. They're just going to onto D-Power, who eventually will be caught charging up mid. The 3rd round finally found for Sprout, and it's off the back of 2 saved weapons and a few pistols.
Please explain that round to me, Dean. That was absolute chaos. It was a really nice initial play from Lauenex and the second player over on B. They left the 3 flashes on Coffin, so they flashed him through twice, and you could see after 2 that K23 was subconsciously thinking, oh, well, that's the flashes, then I can start to push in more proactively, and then mystery flash number 3 came out and got them blinded, found them the opening pick, and well, from there, just shipping kills left, right, and center. K23 gave away one, and that's where potentially, you know, allowing those 2 rifles to live comes back to bite them, right? Couple of force bits and pieces, couple of rifles to work with available for Sprout. It nets them a 3rd round they shouldn't have been winning, and an opportunity to get back into this series.
X5 on that Mac 10, though. I'm wondering if he's just going to absolutely leg it up Banana, because he has the spawn for it. Yeah, that seems to be the goal. Unfortunately, Molly's come in. Might still try fully commit to it, but no. Instead, boosts the teammate over, who gets caught by the offer, tries to then follow up himself, and just gets demolished by Steer, and they continue to attempt to fight through the smoke, which is not working out. Eventually, Z-Power gets spammed down as well. I think the nade would have taken him, if not for the bullets either way. As it's all on Rasian and Clax. The round barely started and pretty much already over. Maybe a couple of kills can come in so that the economy doesn't build up too much on the side of Sprout, but it should be their 4th round, and it will be K23 facing an eco in the following as well.
We've got a series on our hands here, Dean. That 1 round, the couple of rifles, the couple of pistols seem to have spurred something in Sprout. Clean hold of Banana this time. Rasian does grab 1, but it's quickly traded away. If Clax had found a 2nd there, then maybe the B split was a realistic possibility. Instead, Rasian solo attempting to be without even the bomb on his back, just trying to feign the idea that he has it as he clears his way out, hoping that maybe that will draw a couple of kills his way and he can make something of this round. Unfortunately for him, Stare is flanking all the way through spawn, and if he's alert to the possibility here, he will realize the bomb is at his feet, will call the reinforcements away, and will just say, fine, have a rifle. We'll have the round and 4 alive. Thank you very much.
Not looking like any weapons are going to be saved anyway. Whereas Vision will go down in the end, of course. Only one round in the difference now. Full eco, so that's not even going to be lasting too long. We'll have things tied up at 5-5, and we're finally getting a map that looks like it's going to be a bit closer. It only took until the third one. Even the 16-10, of course, wasn't much of a back and forth. We do have to wonder, though, now that the tide is starting to shift back towards Sprout, who K23 managed to wake up again once they get these guns out. There has got to be still a slight reminder of Mirage in the back of their minds.
It's an intriguing round to call the double AWP, I will say that. Always feels a little risky to me up against the pistols, and there it is. Rajin pre-firing the angle, deals with one. Refresh at least able to trade it down. The AWP yet to be recovered. Zapower next up to fancy trying his arm at it. Launex has kept that secondary AWP over towards the B site as Stare comes in for a swing of his own, and very quickly they thin the numbers. X5 will at least grab one more, and that's a rifle as well. As he looks to continue finding damage here, Sprout will want to save as much as they can. There was barely anything brought into this round. A couple of upgraded pistols, no more for K23. So Sprout will be aware that they don't want to ship away any more damage here. 55 seconds left. X5, his movement betraying him as he tries to make his way back in towards bracket. Knows that bomb needs to be recovered if he wants to get anything done here. Sprout not releasing their grip on it. With just the AK to work with, X5 starts to test his angles. Nothing's seen yet. Stare just shouldering it. Looking for the info as X5 sneaks his way into Boiler. I think Stare has spotted that out, however, watches for the swing, goes down, and now this starts to get expensive. Launex puts it down before it becomes too much, so the double AWP will be saved, but an expensive round nonetheless for Sprout.
Yeah, expensive, but they have enough for at least one buy in the reserve, so I don't think it's going to knock them too much, although Zyphon, after he gets his nades, as well as only left with 1,000. But either way, they've clawed it back to a tied 5-5 scoreline, and see whether they can keep it up or not. K23 only really need to grind out another one or two before they feel okay on this T side. As we had said, though, K23 do tend to favour slightly towards the T side, so the more the merrier. Very quick B rush is a change up in pace that we haven't really seen much from them. Unfortunately, that Molly's going to put the attack into packs of 2. Instead of being able to take these trade fights, I was going to say that it is going to be isolated, but a little bit of a swing from Stare, perhaps a bit premature, not allowing for a teammate in the back of the bomb site to work off of the crossfire. Instead, it'll be Zyphon to do so alongside the man in the back, and it's through the edge of the smoke as well that he takes 2.
Critical kills as well. The rotations were still only just flooding in, but Zyphon very quickly puts it to bed. Grabs that AWP, saves it across another. The fast B rush is put down. The economy resets once more for K23. That's a nice little round for Sprout. Just continuing to build confidence. It felt like for a split second they'd lost control of the site as the AWPer inside of it couldn't land his shot, but very quickly that third rotation manages to wrestle back control, and it's pistols again for K23. A little bit better this time, however. Vortex, a Deagle, good utility to try and plan out a set play as Refresh just spotting, sees several bodies in towards second mid, and will start to call out the early utility.
They've got to have a plan, of course. You can see them setting it up over towards A. Smoke on Moto, one towards Long as well, and they're going to try and pile out, hopefully, and catch Zyphon towards the pit, I believe. Actually putting to smoke down more so towards the hay bale. That will give Zyphon a little bit of room to maybe stay alive. Waste some time for rotations to come in, and as you can see already, they are coming through. It's taken a long time for this commitment to fully come in from K23, and because of that, they are struggling to just deal with the sheer number of players. A couple of decent entries, unfortunately, just not being enough. It's Clax trying to hunt this player on the bomb site down, but he just calls in for some help from the long player. 7-5, Sprout now, looking good.
For a split second there, I got shivers. Those missed shots on the AWP from Slacks, allowing them to get the arch control short, potentially under siege. Zyphon low on the nades. I was starting a picture away in which K23 pulled off the miracle round, but Sprout this time able to find the response much different to that of Nuke. Able to wrestle back control of the situation, as you said, very swift rotations to take the control back. Hold on to the round, keep 3 players alive, build that CT economy just a little bit further. Pressure once more onto K23 as inside the smoke, Zyphon is found by Clax, and that's an opening that they've not had in a long old time. Refresh wants to take it back from them immediately, playing around the edges of the smoke himself, but there is so many timings on the board now as the bomb actually backs up to B, and it's near enough a total commit. Refresh should be able to call this. Should be able to allow that third player to gamble over. The counter utility from the CT side is good as well as Refresh continues to take info.
Still a little bit slow in the second rotation there of Slack, but it doesn't look like it's going to be needed. There's already mowed down 2 of them, a third over the top of the smoke and top of a dink on Z-Power, as he just completely dismantles the attack pretty much on his own. Lau and X, though, still needs to ensure he doesn't go down without getting anything, and well, suddenly we've got a 2-on-2 again. The problem is the health is minimal on both of these players, but it doesn't matter. The up-landing shots, it's all on Clax.
Just heard the banana player lands the first, and now this gets ugly. I don't think Slacks knows he's low HP. Orp on Orp here. Battle of the wits, and Clax has worked his way into CT. It's a nice plant for him. Slacks needs to clear everything, and he knows it. Clax has got the advantage, and the 1v2 connects. Lau and X going down without a kill inside the site, comes back to bite Sprout as K23 able to wrestle a 6th T-side round out of their grasps. The buys will, of course, keep on coming for now for Sprout. The double AWP investment does make them skint if this one goes south, however. Much the same to be said of K23. Galil, Mac 10 to support the 2 AKs and the AWP as they look to finish their T-side with a bang.
Actually get this peek in on mid as well. Okay, how does he survive that? Gets tagged down somehow, even though only really his shoulders and head are showing. He's going to be feeling pretty, at this point, to be alive, maybe a bit lucky. But I'm not too sure why they decide for X5 to just charge straight up mid right there. They had the long smoke down, sure, but there can always be someone ahead of it, and there was also presence on short. Very quick 5-on-4 being taken. If Sprout can grind this up to the 9-6 half, they're going to be in a pretty good position. As we said, K23 tend to favor and lean a bit towards that T side.
Gonna feel very comfortable with this now as Zyphon finds another. Zapara and Finnegan left. And I think left to call to save because like we said, right, the economy from K23 not in a good spot whatsoever. Very little to work with. Happy to hold on to an AWP and a Galil, allowing Sprout to hold on to all 5. It's been a back and forth first half, but Sprout does feel like they've got the better of K23 on occasion, right? They've found the gaps, the plays, the information to clear up. A guaranteed lead at the half now for the CT side as they look to make it a little more before we head to the break.
Would have been nice if Finnegan maybe could have found an AK, but see, not worth the risk to go looking. I mean, as we said, K23, while they do favor to the T side, it's only by a small enough margin, so I'm not going to count them out from being able to pull off an impressive CT of their own, especially if they can kick it off with a pistol, as we know they have the ability to run away with the scoreline. Seen it happen. Buy here behind the saved weapons is pretty decent. Another Galil likely to come out on Clax, maybe a Mac 10. Something along those lines either way. Oh, he actually just
It's
goes
not,
for the AK body armor.
it's not perfect, but it's not awful either. They get a decent amount of firepower out. Question is, can they match the double AWP setup of Sprout? Slack's trained down mid, so Power watching the same. Lauan wants some aggression into this one. The utility will stop him from doing so initially. Does spot out the Deagle, hears it up on logs as well. Asian tempted to try and disrespect the angle, but Refreshers open things up into the apartments. A second on the drive-by into Clax, and this goes from bad to worse. K23 scrapped in the opening moments as Refresh looks to take them to the cleaners. Asian trying to work B, but he's working it solo, and he's working it with nothing more than a Deagle to play with. Stare uses his utility well, locks them off the angle. And it is going to turn into a one-dimensional B-pop now for this T side. Little bit of utility to work with. Couple mollies behind the smoke. Couple flashes to maybe enable something. But Lauan and Stare have been a lethal combination inside of this site when it's come to locking it down. They haven't released their grip. And you can't imagine this kind of a buy is going to force them to either. The first round of utility comes over the top. And the commitment looks to come in. Nice flashbang. Lauan has to bail, but Stare is there to back his man up. Two in quick succession as the power just strung out top banana with 30 seconds left. Nothing he can do. Looks for a flank that, well, just isn't coming yet. Flashes follow it up. Zapower hits the first with 20 seconds left, though he's put to bed. And Sprout go into the break with a lead. 9-6 at the half.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
9-6 the lead for Sprout as we come back into the second half. Their T-side looking to get them over the line and book them that playoff berth in ECL Season 42. K23 looking for the CT side response here. Aggression, the call from Rajin as he's caught in the apartments, and they're just going to go straight for this loop. They want to take the fight in towards B. They want to wrap it down through the smokes. The power gets one, but he's lost his B support in trade. X5 has to drop the molly early, has to buy time. Needs to wait for these smokes to fade. He's going to go for the peek off the back of it, and Slacks has no idea. Refresh gets caught for free as well, and this is falling apart. Zyphon with the lone kill in amongst a flurry of CT success, and now he's on his own. He taps the second, but no more. K23 will not go quietly, Dean.
No, they will not. It looked promising, but they just get dismantled in the spawn. Happy to let them through. They were, it looked like, almost with the way that it actually panned out in the end. Coming up against a force buy here now as well. Obviously no bomb plant goes down, so it is quite limited. There's one rifle, some pistols, and some Kevlar, and this is probably a positive for K23. As long as, of course, they don't lose out to it. If they can win this, then they're against an eco. Suddenly it's 9-9. You're tied up the score. You've tied up the score, rather, and you're on the CT side feeling pretty comfortable, so it really is still one of those games that could go either way, and it's good to see, as we said, after the initial two maps being a little bit more one-sided. Are we... Has there been stuff called for, or is Lounge running around like a madman with that Glock? Okay, I wasn't too sure what he was up to exactly. It did almost seem like he wasn't playing, right?
I think he was trying to bait the MP9 into aggressing into the AK. That's the only reason I can think of as Clax deals with Zyphon, and it does net them a kill. The problem is, again, they've still got to clear this second angle, and Finnegan, well, he plays it smart, tucks himself in, gets the freebie, and now he knows he's just got to buy time for the supporting lines. It is Stair on his own. The bomb is dropped bottom mid, and well, they're going to charge on through, and there will be no recovery. 8-9, and we should be leveling things out before it gets interesting again. K23 have come to fight on the CT side.
For sure. It's going to be an easy round here as well, up against just pistols. I mean, I think there's a few Tech 9s being upgraded, but even then I wasn't really expecting that much, so when you, of course, fully focused on this following round. A few nades, though. I mean, a couple flashes and a smoke. With the Tech 9s as well, they're probably pretty reliant here on trying to actually get that bomb planted, so see exactly what the plan is. A flash up banana towards the half wall. Might be able to catch perhaps the aggression here from Finnegan. Instead, though, it's actually Z-Power who's charging down mid, and, well, it looked like it was going to go a bit better than it did. Instead, it's 1-for-1 trades across the map. It's going to be Sprout who taking advantage as Stair opens up B completely, and Zyphon catches the second mid-aggression on Clax. What is happening?
This is chaos. Zyphon's got it.
They had armor on, I think, one player, just on Stair, if I recall correctly.
Oh, sometimes you just got to sit back and watch the magic happen, haven't you, Sprout? A round out of absolutely nothing. Stair gets two top B with the tech. The bomb makes its way out the apartments. It's chaos across the board. They finally find a way to punish the K23 aggression, and it is just madness that gets it done. Pause is taken. Sprout call it. Can't say I blame them. They've just found a round that they really had no business winning. And now they find themselves in the fantastic position of putting this CT economy on reset. The force is going to come in here. Deagles, Mag 7s, FAMAS. It's not a good look. And Sprout are operating mostly on loaned kit. M4s. Actually, only the one M4. I thought they saved more than that. Star grabs the loan. 4 AKs to flank him out. And an opportunity for Sprout. If they can get this one over the line, it'll be 12-8 before the response starts again. And they'll be ever so close to finishing the job. Or will they?
Oh,
Rajin.
Okay, I was gonna say with a shotty and a FAMAS in here on Inferno, there's still plenty of opportunity for close round kills, and it actually ends up being the Deagle to get that initial kill around apartments. So yeah, good work. Bit of pressure alleviated, but they're still dealing with rifles across the board for Sprout. So unfortunately, this is by no means a given that this advantage will lead to a round win. And Sprout are going for the standard lose a player fallback group and hit B.
It is the FAMAS. It's the Mag 7 as well. Mag 7 misses its chance. FAMAS now looking to shine. Chips away at one. Needs more where that came from, and Slacks is having none of it. Tagged once through the smoke at least, but he will be able to transfer cleanly. And at this point, this should be the round done and dusted. The 2 Eagles and a 5-7 make it one of each as Zyphon deals with Rajin's aggressions. Should realistically be looking at saving because the next round's not going to be any prettier than this one was. AK grabbed for Zapara as well as a nice little pickup. Something to work with into the next round. Sprout will have their 11th though, and they're starting again to assert themselves on this T side.
I mean, winning that previous round with so little is always just going to inspire you to charge forward potentially on the T side. Controlling the pace, controlling the economy right now of K23 as well. Sure, they will save over an AK, but I don't think it'll really tempt them to buy up too much. Z-Power could drop a rifle if he wanted in theory, but instead he's likely just to stick with the AK, get as much done as he can, and then come out with the op into this next round when they all have their guns going. Problem is there, obviously, it means they are going to be down 12-8 most likely before they get the chance to get the rifles properly again, when it really should have been 9-9 and potentially a lead even at this point for K23.
And how much is that going to play on their minds, we'll have to see. Jump across for info. Just holding the early angles, waiting for aggression. Zapara gives it to them, but he finds a headshot. Stair goes down early. And they want to keep the pressure on off the back of that. Zapara going to boost up onto the half wall here. Don't think this is going to be expected by anybody. Taps away at one, not spotted. Falls off the headshot angle. Looks for another one, but the Molotovs will start to make it awkward. 8 HP, he gets away with his life, and more importantly, the rifle. All 4 Sprout players queued up into this B-site hit. There is no utility to stop them. It's this rifle and 1 USP, and the rifle has been smoked out. X5 thinking about something cheeky. It's going to boost. Zapara needs to get more out of this AK, and he knows it, waiting for the utility to drop in before he boosts over the top. And now he's got his sight line refreshed, the next to fall to the AK. 5 on 3. They have the sight, but at what cost? 3 AKs to hold off against a charge of pistols. Zyphon's nervous. He doesn't want to put that bomb down yet. Slacks will at least deal with 1 to start the recovery. AK going to boost up again in towards CT as they tap the bomb. Lawks deals with it well. Zyphon finds another, and now this is falling apart. Zapara on 8 HP will recover his AK once more as he looks for more damage. Clax trying to be a distraction on the flank, but he can do nothing but fall. The bomb to be planted, and Zapara, well, 8 HP is not going to be enough. Not that it matters. Lau and X finishes the job. It's 12 on the board for Sprout.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hopeful beginning to the round. Unfortunately, it just didn't live up to it. The rifles managed to just start mowing them down, and we'll see what really can be done now. Z-Power, though, he done a little bit with the rifle there in that previous round. Is he going to have the same initiative taken here with the op? Is he going to be given the same room to do it with the op is the question. They're definitely discussing anyway exactly what the plan is. Get a bit of a pause. I am noting that they don't have a kit. And even then, the nades could be quite a bit better. They've, what, 2 flashes across the entire buy? How has this happened?
It's Sprout's timeout as they try and work out what's coming up against them. And yeah, that does make me nervous. They've managed to get the rifles up at least. They've managed to get the utility to stall. The problem is that lack of retake capability. When you've not got a kit, there's so much pressure on for retakes. Such a critical part of Inferno as well. Zapara working around the edges of his smoke. Peering into second middle for info. Will be flashed back off it. The Sprout, they just want this B site. Stairs wandered in. He's caught a freebie, and it's Finnegan. Under a magnifying glass, grabs 1, falls away with a second, and he's bought his team a lifeline here. A man advantage. It is traded down. Bomb yet to transfer into the site, though, and Zyphon is a long way away on a flanking mission. Boost up, expected but not caught, and it's a double for Rajin. A critical one at that, as Zyphon, well, he was working A. He was meant to be the late backstab, but that bomb went down far too soon, and this now should be a lockout for K23.
Should be, but Zyphon's been having a pretty good game, so I'm not going to say that he can't get maybe even a kill from this. Even just 1 at this point would do so much damage that it would limit the weaponry of the player likely in this following round. But the problem is, it's the op he finds in the initial fight, and well, I was expecting the pre-fire maybe, but he didn't have time to get the shot off before Z-Power did. 12-9, 3 rounds in the difference. And while the money is there on one player, that's Slacks, everyone else's was a little bit more iffy, but they are going to go for it. Slacks, will he go for the op or will he drop a rifle? That's the question.
Rifle. K23 have bought themselves a way back into this now. They deal with this, eco to follow, a chance with 1900 loss bonus to really establish themselves. The problem is it's the exact same for Sprout. If they can get past this one, it gets ugly. Raging charging, but it's refreshed on the Mac 10 to find the trades, and Lauenex with another. He's buying them so much room to breathe here. Zapower's missed shot means it's surely game over. X5 might do well to save the rifle at this point. The bomb will work its way into the A site. A 1v4 up on his plate. And he hasn't looked too hungry on this map. Already into the archway is Slacks. He'll watch for this swing as well. We'll go down to it. And they were already thinking about the hunt here, Sprout, but they're going to have to come back into the site itself because X5 has now made himself known and said that he might want to give this one a go. Stare very quickly puts that notion to bed, however. A 13th on the board, and look what it's done to the money. Isolated rounds of the curse of the CT side, and K23 find themselves afflicted in the worst possible moment. A half buy into this one, conceding 14. Sprout just 3 rounds away from playoffs, and it should be 2.
Might have been the last hope, really, for K23. Obviously, they're not fully in on this round. They can't be, otherwise, if it was to go south, they'd be at best fighting for an overtime, but still one more gun round between them and potentially the end of their season here is never a fun fact to face, I suppose. Getting the Mag 7 up close on Banana. We haven't seen the shotguns get a lot of action. Oh, and well, as I say that, of course, it is going to get its opportunity. The flash over for the repeat on Refresh. Might even have an upgrade to an AK, indeed gets it before a bullet comes through the wall to warn him off from taking any further fights, but they're happy enough with the man advantage. 2 would have been better, though, and even further damage onto Finnegan doesn't really give them much of an advantage to hold on to anymore. He's barely alive.
This starts to get ugly. Zapower is going to be the real linchpin of this A-site hold as they work their way up. Klax is gone. Zapower just hiding inside of this site, hoping to buy time. Precious seconds for that rotation. He needs the support, but Lords is cutting it dry. Zyphon finds one more. Lauenex getting it done once more for his team. Zyphon and Stare actually leading the frags. It feels like Lauenex has found all the impact, but it's Finnegan on 5 HP to save. It's 14 on the board for Sprout. They get past it. Nothing to be said in this round, and well, K23, they're running out of chances to make their CT side click.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to need to be flawless. Clicking wouldn't just be enough at this point. They need to sweep up the rest of these rounds convincingly. To be fair, though, again, I've seen Sprout over the last 2 days hit the 14 or 15 round mark a couple times and then start to struggle. It seemed like their T-side here on Inferno, though, is backed with a little bit more confidence. Finnegan just saves his 5-7. Bit of Kevlar obviously behind it, which is more so important. Save him some money to get the full nades out. A Kiss should come in as well. Otherwise, I don't think they would have had one.
Running out of time, K23. What have you got for us here? Starting to look like the last roll of the dice. Decent enough buy. No kit, though. Again, gambling that they'll be able to hold this one straight, and they're going to go proactive with it. Zapower blinded, does find the early entry onto Stare, and well, off the back of that, Raging once more. I think he's been spotted here by Refresh. Indeed, he has. Dives back through the smoke, but it's Lauenex who actually finds an entry and doubles it, charging into A. He just disrespects the smoke clean through, and he's got the sight. The bomb is a long way from home, though, and Zapower charging through is making it difficult to be recovered. Needs the shot, can't land it. Refresh with a big kill, but Lauenex has left a gap, and X5 and Finnegan are abusing it to hell and back at the moment. Full mid-control established. X5 working his way back up short. Lauenex has no idea any of this has happened. And there is timings left, right, and center. Finnegan has worked his way down mid. It's being watched by Zyphon, however, who finds his 23rd kill in what could be the decisive round. The bomb looking to make its way out of the apps will give X5 an opportunity, however. 1v3 on the FAMAS. He taps away at Refresh. Zyphon's position is known, but not known well enough. 15 on the board for Sprout. The economy buckles and strains once more for K23. It won't sustain a full buy. It will be a bargain bucket charity shop occasion for K23 as they try and get something going. FAMAS's scouts, MP9s, limited utility, and again, Dean, there is no kit.
No, I mean, weaponry's maybe a little bit better than I thought they were going to get, to be honest, but as you said, overall, they're just scraping it together. A little bit of a variety of weapons, 2 FAMASs in there. Well, the scout, which can certainly do damage in the hands of Z-Power, did spot the head and the underpass, and unfortunately that's taken his attention for quite a while as they lose a player in towards Banana. In the mean, they just line up for a Refresh. Clax has a position to likely get 1 kill here, but he would have needed more from it. Unfortunately, he is kind of forced at that point to just make the play happen, which will give him an AK, but he's not going to get it into a useful position, sadly. It's all on X5. They'll be moving towards him, but that shouldn't make too much of a difference as long as a trade is ready, and it's not even needed. There it is in the end. Sprout do manage to take the victory. It takes all the way to the 3rd map, and it ends up with a slightly closer affair, but after that halftime break, it seemed like we had Sprout just wake up, especially once they took that eco. I mean, obviously, you've got to remember, it actually was K23 that won that 2nd pistol round before falling short afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, this was always a match for Sprout to win, right? It felt like after their previous successes, they should have been getting this one over the line. There was a little bit